At some point in your life, someone taught you to be afraid of food. It didn't happen all at once. It happened gradually. A headline here, an expert there, a scary label at the supermarket. Suddenly, normal foods became suspect. Eggs, bread, salt, fat. Everything started carrying warning signs that seemed too obvious to question. Meanwhile, the body's signals began to change. Lack of energy, strange digestion, confused hunger, recurring discomforts. Silent symptoms that you learned to ignore because you were told it was normal. The problem is that the body never spoke of fear. It always spoke of response. When something is wrong, it warns you, first with initial symptoms, then with hidden symptoms, until the silent signals become too loud to ignore. But instead of listening to these signals your body is giving you, you've been trained to distrust the wrong food. Convenient villains were created, while the real imbalances went unnoticed. Don't ignore this inversion. The symptoms you shouldn't ignore rarely come from what is simple and old. They arise when reading the body is replaced by fear. In this video, you'll realize something that's a game changer. Many of the warning signs you were taught didn't come from your body, but from poorly constructed narratives. And at the same time, many early warning signs that truly mattered were suppressed. Here, the proposal isn't dieting, nor rigid rules, nor extremism. It's awareness. It's learning to differentiate learned fear from real response. When that happens, the body's signals cease to be confusing and become allies. And perhaps for the first time, you'll realize that the problem was never the food. It was the silence imposed on the body. Eggs and the cholesterol myth. For years, eggs were treated as the silent villains of breakfast. Just hearing the word cholesterol was enough to trigger automatic fear. This collective panic created false warning signs that confused generations. Meanwhile, the actual signs of the body were ignored. Silent symptoms such as unstable energy and unregulated hunger appeared without explanation. The mistake was simple: looking at an isolated number and ignoring the context. Don't ignore how these myths always stem from dangerous oversimplifications. The human body produces most of the cholesterol it uses. When eggs are introduced into the diet, it simply adjusts that production. This is one of the signs your body is telling you with physiological clarity. But for decades, this sign was drowned out by alarmist headlines. While eggs were being avoided, ultra-processed products were gaining ground. The initial symptoms didn't come from the egg, but from the excess hidden sugar. These hidden symptoms have been normalized as routine. In practice, one only needs to observe who is returning to consuming eggs in a simple way. The body responds with greater satiety and less food cravings. These are silent signs that something is working better. This is not an exaggeration, but rather consistency with biology. The symptoms that you shouldn't ignore lessen when food becomes recognizable. This myth opened the door to other equally unfounded food-related fears. And one of them involves an ingredient that was blamed without ever being understood. The MSG conspiracy. Few ingredients carry such an automatic fear as MSG. The name alone triggers mental alarms in many people. This is a classic example of warning signs created more by narrative than by the body. As fear grew, the body's true signals were ignored. Silent symptoms after meals were attributed to MSG without real investigation. The body, however, does not react to names. It reacts to substances. Don't ignore how expectations shape the perception of initial symptoms. The curious thing is that the flavor associated with MSG exists in nature. Aged cheeses, tomatoes, and mushrooms already contain similar compounds. The body recognizes this without difficulty, as it always has. But when someone believes that something will cause harm, hidden symptoms emerge. Mild headache, discomfort, or malaise may appear in anticipation. These are silent signals created by expectation, not by food. The signals your body is giving you don't always confirm your learned fear. In practice, what causes the most discomfort are unbalanced meals. Excess sugar, unhealthy fats, and ultra-processed foods do more damage. Still, MSG became a convenient scapegoat. This diverted attention from the symptoms that you really shouldn't ignore. When the diet is simple, the body tends to respond better. The body's signals become clearer when fear is taken off the table. And this confusion paved the way for another, even more serious historical mistake: butter versus margarine, the trans fat mistake. For a long time, butter was put in the dock. They said it was dangerous, heavy, almost a food crime. This accusation created artificial warning signs that frightened entire families. Meanwhile, the actual bodily signals were not being heard. The butter was removed from the table, but something far stranger took its place. Margarine emerged as a modern, clean, and safe solution. Don't ignore it when something new seems too good to be true. Transforming liquid oil into a solid form required significant intervention. The human body has never coped well with this type of artificial adaptation. Initially, the symptoms were subtle and easy to ignore. Swelling, discomfort, and unstable energy levels began to appear. These hidden symptoms were not linked to margarine for a long time. The narrative suggested that it was healthy, so no one questioned it. The signals your body is giving you have been silenced by the promise. In practice, when people went back to basics, something changed. Butter in small quantities generated more predictable responses. The body recognized the food and reacted in a more balanced way. The silent signs began to gradually diminish. This didn't transform butter into a miracle, just something understandable. Symptoms you shouldn't ignore appear when the body feels foreign, and this mistake paved the way for another ancient food to become the villain. The war on bread has been a part of humanity for thousands of years without causing panic. He was a source of income, a symbol of stability, and even of family unity. Still, it has become the target of modern warning signs filled with fear. Suddenly, eating bread began to seem like a serious mistake. Meanwhile, the actual bodily signals continued to be ignored. Silent symptoms, such as constant hunger and irregular energy levels, began to appear. Don't ignore it when a long-standing food becomes the villain overnight. The big mistake was putting everything in the same bag. Plain bread was mistaken for ultra-processed products. The body feels this difference, even if the mind doesn't perceive it. The initial symptoms appear as bloating and decreased energy. These hidden symptoms do not come from traditional bread. They come from the industrial version, full of additives and hidden sugar. The signals your body is sending you become distorted in this confusion. In practice, when bread is consumed in moderation, the body responds better. Combining bread with protein and fiber completely changes the reaction. Satiety increases and silent signals decrease. This is not theory, it's a simple physiological response. The symptoms you shouldn't ignore arise from repeated overuse. Understanding this changes your relationship with food, and it sets the stage for another ingredient that has been unfairly blamed: salt as the false villain. Salt was once so valuable that it served as payment, but today it is treated as a threat. It only took associating it with a specific problem for it to become a universal villain. This fear created exaggerated and widespread warning signs. Meanwhile, the actual signs of the body were ignored. Silent symptoms, such as weakness and dizziness, began to appear. Few people connected these initial symptoms to excessive restriction. Don't ignore it when your body reacts to a lack of nutrients, not an excess. The body needs salt for basic functions. Without it, nerves, muscles, and fluid balance suffer. But most of the salt consumed doesn't come from the salt shaker. It is hidden in ultra-processed foods. This detail generates hidden symptoms that are difficult to interpret. People are cutting out homemade salt and sticking with industrial salt. The signals your body is sending you become confused in this scenario. In practice, when consumption is mindful, the body adjusts well. Excess is eliminated, deficiency is quickly identified. Silent signs appear when there is prolonged imbalance. Mild headache, unusual tiredness, and difficulty focusing may occur. These are symptoms you shouldn't ignore. The body doesn't ask for extremes, it asks for consistency. And this same pattern repeats itself in other ancient nutrition myths. The spinach iron myth. Spinach has gained an almost legendary reputation as a fortifying food. For years, it was presented as a direct solution for tiredness and weakness. This belief created false warning signs about energy and vitality. Meanwhile, the actual physical signs did not confirm the promise. Silent symptoms of fatigue persisted even after eating spinach. Many people thought the problem was a lack of discipline. Don't ignore it when your body doesn't respond as promised. Spinach contains iron, but it is poorly absorbed. The body notices this quickly and tries to warn you. The initial symptoms persist because the underlying cause has not been resolved. These hidden symptoms are easily normalized. The powerful narrative drowned out the body's silent signals. The mistake wasn't eating spinach, it was expecting too much from it. The signals your body is giving you require context, not miracles. In practice, energy comes from balance, not from a single food. Combining different sources completely changes the body's response. When this happens, the silent signs begin to diminish. The body likes variety and predictability. The symptoms you shouldn't ignore appear with persistence. This myth shows how old mistakes can last for decades. And it paves the way for another food that is unjustly accused. The potato's bad reputation. The potato has gone from a staple food to a common suspect in the modern diet. Suddenly, it became synonymous with something fattening and problematic. This change has created exaggerated alarm bells surrounding a simple vegetable. Meanwhile, the actual bodily signals were ignored. Silent symptoms such as bloating and decreased energy began to appear, but they were almost never associated with the method of preparation. Don't ignore it when the problem isn't with the food, but with the process. The body reacts very differently to plain potatoes and ultra-processed potatoes. Whether cooked or baked, it provides a steady stream of energy and a feeling of fullness. Fried food, full of bad oils, generates rapid initial symptoms. Excessive thirst, drowsiness, and early hunger appear. These hidden symptoms are often normalized. The blame lies with the potato, not with excessive processing. The signals your body is sending you become distorted in this exchange. In practice, when the preparation changes, the response also changes. Plain potatoes tend to work well as part of balanced meals. The silent signals diminish when the body recognizes the food. This isn't permission to exaggerate, it's body language interpretation. The symptoms you shouldn't ignore arise from repeated habits. Learning this difference changes your relationship with food, and it opens up space to question another modern villain of labels: aspartame demonization. Aspartame has become an almost automatic villain for those who read labels. Few people can explain why, but the fear is there. This panic created warning signs based more on rumors than on observation. Meanwhile, the actual signs of the body were ignored. Silent symptoms such as unstable energy and irritability persisted. But the blame always fell on the sweetener of the moment. Don't ignore it when collective fear replaces listening to the body. The body reacts much more strongly to excess than to the name of the ingredient. When consumption is moderate, the response is usually neutral. The initial symptoms often arise from negative expectations. The mind anticipates the problem and the body follows suit. These hidden symptoms confuse those trying to understand what they are feeling. The mistake lies in looking for a single villain for everything. The signals your body is giving you require contextual analysis. In practice, simply reducing sugar already makes a big difference. When this happens, the silent signs tend to decrease. The body prefers stability to dietary extremes. Demonization diverts attention from what really matters. The symptoms you shouldn't ignore are cumulative. They appear with repeated habits, not with exceptions. And this sets the stage for another deceptive, natural phenomenon, the agave nectar scam. Agave was marketed as a clean and naturally superior alternative to sugar. The attractive label created an automatic feeling of security. This marketing strategy has created false warning signs against regular sugar. Meanwhile, the actual bodily signs took a back seat. Silent symptoms such as decreased energy and constant hunger emerged. Few people connected this to the new, healthy habit. Don't ignore it when the name sounds better than the body's response. The process behind agave cultivation is rarely mentioned. It undergoes intense transformations until it becomes a concentrated syrup. The body handles this differently than many people imagine. The initial symptoms don't appear immediately, but accumulate. Tiredness, difficulty feeling full, and discomfort appear gradually. These hidden symptoms are easily attributed to other causes. The signals your body is sending you are being drowned out by marketing. In practice, reducing the overall amount of sweets makes more of a difference. When the excess decreases, the silent signals tend to subside. The body responds better to simplicity than to sophisticated replacements. This doesn't turn sugar into a villain or agave into a hero. The symptoms you shouldn't ignore appear as a result of repeated overuse. Learning this gives back autonomy to food choices. And it closes the door to the latest modern food cult. The coconut oil cult. Coconut oil has gone from being an ingredient to a symbol of virtue. Those who used it automatically seemed more aware and healthy. This enthusiasm created distorted warning signals about other fats. Meanwhile, the actual signs of bodily dysfunction began to emerge. Silent symptoms such as sluggish digestion and unstable energy levels appeared. But they were treated as an adaptation phase. Don't ignore it when fashion speaks louder than your body's response. The body appreciates variety, not exclusivity. When a single fat mass dominates everything, it starts to complain. The initial symptoms appear as heaviness after meals. These hidden symptoms accumulate without attracting immediate attention. The natural narrative muffled the silent signs. The mistake wasn't using coconut oil. It was turning it into a universal solution. The signals your body is giving you are asking for balance. In practice, alternating fat sources changes the response. Olive oil, butter in small quantities, and variety help. The subtle signs diminish when there is moderation. This doesn't create villains, it creates awareness. The symptoms you shouldn't ignore appear with repeated overuse. Learning this closes the loop on food myths, and it opens up space to listen to the body without fear. If you've made it this far, something has already changed. Not because someone convinced you of a new rule, but because you've started to see a pattern. The warning signs were always there, only muffled by fear, noise, and convenient narratives. The body never asked for panic. It asked for attention. First came the initial symptoms, then the hidden symptoms, until the silent symptoms became routine. And when that happens, life goes on. But the body demands payment in installments. Now, the important question is not which food is dangerous, but what have you been ignoring when your body tries to speak? What bodily signals have you normalized? What discomfort has become a habit? What early warning signs have you pushed aside? Don't ignore them. The signals your body is giving you aren't enemies. They're intelligent warnings. The symptoms you shouldn't ignore don't require extremes. They require listening. When you replace fear with observation, something powerful happens. you regain autonomy. Starting today, try something simple. Observe before cutting off. Listen before fearing. Test consciously. Go back to basics and see how your body responds. The silent signals begin to make sense when you stop reacting and start interpreting. And that's exactly what we do here. Translate what the body is saying when no one is yelling. If this content helped you see things more clearly, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Here, you will continue learning to read the real warning signs, without scare tactics, without fads, without guilt. And now I want to know from you, what food have you learned to fear, but never stopped to observe how your body actually reacts to it? Write in the comments. Sometimes, the first step to changing your health isn't eliminating something, it's finally learning to listen.